All right, welcome back to Cherry Picking, everyone. Today's video, Stanley Cup odds update. We're halfway through the season at this point, so it'll be good to look at the top three favorites. What's the best bet to make there? One contender who's a little further down the board, and then a long shot at 40-1 plus 4,000 odds to win the Stanley Cup this season. All these odds are available at BETMGM Sportsbook, one of the best sportsbooks if you're looking to make bets on the NHL, not just future bets, but also same game parlays, goal scorers, puck line. They have it all at BetMGM, so be sure to sign up with the link below in the description and get your first bet insurance up to $1,000. So if you're looking to make a Stanley Cup bet, maybe not up to $1,000, but you do get definitely some insurance back if you're looking to make one of these bets. So let's get right into it. The first one being the Carolina Hurricanes, plus 750 right now at BetMGM Sportsbook. I think this is the year that the Carolina Hurricanes can finally break through with this team that they've made up over the last 2-3 years. Rob Brind'Amour and company have created an incredible roster over there in Carolina. So they opened at the beginning of the season at plus 1,000 and now at plus 750. So definitely lose a little bit of value there. But when you're looking at these top three teams who are contending for the Stanley Cup right now, top three in the odds, you have Boston, Carolina, and Colorado. I think this bet holds the best value. Boston looks good, but almost maybe too good. And I know this might sound crazy considering he is the leader for the Vezina right now, but Linus Ullmark doesn't have a ton of playoff experience, so I wonder how he'll fare in the playoffs, especially if this Boston D starts to slip at all, because they have been really great to this point. And then also Colorado, I know they won the Stanley Cup last year, but they're not even in a playoff spot right now. I know they've had a ton of injuries, but this still doesn't look like the same team that we saw last year. Looking at this Carolina team, they, in my opinion, are the most complete roster without a doubt. If you're looking at some of the stats that they hold right now, they're first in the NHL in Corsi percentage, first in expected goals against per 60 at 2.1, first in expected goals for per 60 at 3.14, and they've had a rotating cast of goaltenders this year with Freddie Anderson out, but they've been more than serviceable. Pyotr Kochetkov has been absolutely incredible. This young Russian kid looking like he might be in the same category of Sorokin and Shesterkin at some point in his career. And then Antti Raanta also been filling in his 2 shutouts on the season, so pretty good. But Freddie is back, so it seems like they will definitely have a really good cast heading into the playoffs if all guys stay healthy. Kochetkov, just for reference to say how good he's been so far this year, he's 14th in goals saved above expected at 8.45, which is a pretty solid number. They're first in the Metro, definitely the most competitive division, and they've done all this with Max Pacioretty pretty much on the sidelines. He's just really starting to get back into this lineup. It's been great when he has played. He's only played 4 games, but still lingering Achilles injury. So we'll see how Pacioretty fits in this lineup, but I don't think Rob Brind'Amour is going to be upset with just another offensive asset. So at plus 750, the Carolina Hurricanes are a great bet. All right, so the team we're going to be looking at, the contender a little further down the board, is the New Jersey Devils at plus 1,400, 14-1 at BetMGM Sportsbook. I was on this bandwagon at the beginning of the season, but I'm doubling down now for them to win the Cup. I was actually looking to place a bet on them to win or to make the playoffs because they were struggling, but they had these metrics that I was looking at that I kind of anticipated they were going to go on this big win streak, and they ended up doing that, which was awesome. So now they are, in fact, second in the Metro at plus 1,400. I will still live with this price and place a bet on them to win. So back in October, when I started talking about the New Jersey Devils getting on this bandwagon, I had this to say about their team. The Devils currently have an expected goal differential of 1.79 per game. Since 2007-2008, only 16 other teams have been over 1.75 per game during any 7-game stretch of the season. They all made the playoffs, and 4 of those teams actually won the Cup. The St. Louis Blues in 18-19, Los Angeles Kings 2013-2014, Pittsburgh Penguins 2015-2016, and Tampa Bay Lightning 2020-2021. So some good fortune for the Devils there, and now we've seen Vitek Vanacek play much better than we did at the beginning of the season. Akira Schmid came up, played also really well for Mackenzie Blackwood when he was out. But the biggest thing for this team, in my opinion, is their defensive play, and they're playing their own zone. Their breakout is flawless pretty much all the time, and then we're seeing their defensive structure in their zone has been really good this year, and the numbers have shown that. They're allowed the second fewest high danger chances for per game, second fewest shots, and they're top 5 in expected goals against per 60, and we know how good this offense is. So the fact that their defense has been playing this well, I think it's almost comparable to the Carolina Hurricanes in terms of second best defensive team in the NHL at this point. Again, playing in this Metropolitan Division too, it's not easy, especially on the offensive side of it. Like, they have to see Igor Shesterkin and Sorokin combined like 6 or 8 times, and that's before the playoffs. So if they have to play them again in either the first round, like, that's even another taller task. But they've been able to beat these teams, as we've seen, as they are second in the Metropolitan Division. So at the beginning of the season, they actually were 65-1 to win the Cup. So if you bet that, that's sharp as hell, good for you. But I'm still going to get in this team's hole at plus 1,400 at BetMGM Sportsbook. Too much value to pass on the New Jersey Devils. All right, the long shot that we're going to make at this point in the season, and I think at 40-1, this is probably the longest look you want to take. Any team that has higher odds than that, I think, is more than a donation. This could possibly be a donation, but I think the Washington Capitals have great upside right now. They're playing really well, and for where they are right now, they're in a wild card spot, but their team has been plagued with injuries the entire season. You look at Tom Wilson and Nick Backstrom are just coming back. They've played like 5 games. You have TJ Oshie and John Carlson, who've played 30 games. They've been in and out of the lineup all season long. And then Dmitry Orlov, too, has missed some time. So you have 5 guys that are pretty essential to this whole operation, and they've played pretty solid. But now, getting these guys back, they've been even better. You look at what they've done over the last month and a half, they're probably a top 5 offensive team. You can even argue maybe top 3. Over that month and a half time frame, they're third in goals for per 60 at over 3, second in shots per game at 34, third in high danger goals for, and 6th in Corsi for percentage. So competing with some of the best teams in the NHL for sure. And again, in this Metropolitan Division, not to mention these analytics have translated to a ton of wins and the second best record in the NHL over that time span, or that time frame, 14-5-2, which is very solid. Only team better than that was the Carolina Hurricanes. So you also have a goalie duo that's been very underrated, in my opinion. Darcy Kemper, coming over from Colorado in the offseason, has been really great. Maybe a little rocky start, but the last 2 months, 3 months, he's been one of the better goaltenders in the NHL. And then he was hurt for a little bit, and Charlie Lindgren was more than serviceable. So if there's one pick to take a flyer on, I'm telling you, it's the Washington Capitals at plus 4,000 at BetMGM. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to place any Stanley Cup future bets, be sure to sign up at BetMGM Sportsbook. The link is in the description below to get first bet insurance up to $1,000 on that first bet, whether it be a Stanley Cup bet or just a money line bet during the week or on the weekend. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in.